How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to another video. So a little while ago, had all the graduation stuff going on, and one of my friends, my good friend Makana, you guys have seen him before in a few of my videos. He was graduating from Hilo, so me and a few of our other friends, we flew over to go see his graduation and celebrate with him. But while we were up there, we figured we might as well hit a dive because the water was going to be pretty nice while we were up there for his graduation stuff. And so me and Makana decided to send it at one of our old spots that I used to go to when I was going to school over there. And we didn't get super lucky, but we did get enough fish to make a cool catch and cook. And actually, I did a catch and cook that I have never done before on this channel. So I hope you guys enjoy that. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see you guys in the water. Shoot! Alright guys, so first drop here, going down in about 80 feet, 85-ish feet. I didn't realize it was this deep because I currently don't have my watch on this dive. My watch is out of commission at the moment. Gotta take care of that, but we're in about 85-ish feet and I hit the bottom here. And I'm just looking around. It was really dirty when we got out this far, so couldn't really see the bottom, unfortunately, and so I was just taking blind drops, really. Just trying to see if I could bring anything in, and as you can see, it's pretty barren at the moment. And then this nice little Omilu comes in, solid 4-pounder maybe. And so I figure I'm at 85 feet, there's nothing else around, I'll take a shot at this. And this was the literal first drop of the day. I mean, I hit the bottom, you know, we didn't take any warm-up drops, which I probably should have, but I was running out of air too, so I saw that Omilu come up, and I figured I'm not staying down here much longer. So I just took the shot. And I'll take nice size Omilus like this any day. I mean, in my mind, between like 5 to 11, 12 pounds sometimes is like the best eating for Omilus, at least, in my opinion. So really good eating size on this guy. And to be honest, I hardly ever shoot Omilus this size, this like 4 to 6 pound range. Usually when I see Omilus, they're either small, like under 2 pounds, or they're big, like over 10 pounds. So this was pretty trippy to see. I mean, not trippy, but yeah, I don't run into these guys that often, and when I do, they're usually taking off or, you know, moving too fast for me to get a good shot on them. But luckily this guy stuck around, and I was able to place a nice shot in his gill plate there, just braining and bleeding him real quick. And so once I shot this Omilu on the very first drop of the day, I figured, okay, this is probably going to be a good dive. But after this Omilu, we took a few more drops in 85, and we were seeing absolutely nothing except for like 9-eyes and stuff like that, and I'm not going to shoot a 9-eye at 85 feet. So we moved in shallower a little bit to where I could at least see the bottom, and we were kind of hunting around these boulders, and I see this nice Roy right here. And he kind of goes underneath that boulder, but I figure I could probably find him if I just went all the way down to the bottom. So going down, looking around just to see if he pops out on my way down to the bottom. But I see him underneath this rock, and so I line up, take the shot, and we weren't seeing too much other fish. There was also a good amount of surge because the swell was up, so having to deal with that also in shallower water, it was making things a little bit difficult. But I passed this nice Roy, and he was pretty big, so he could do a lot of damage to the surrounding reef, and just decided to take him out real quick while we were out there. And right before this, Makana and I had spotted a big, I don't know what kind of shark exactly it was, but some kind of like gray reef or sandbar or Galapagos, one of those, and he was big. For that species, whatever species he was at least, you know, maybe 6 feet, 6.5 feet, so pretty big. And he was just following us around, kind of not really leaving us alone, not getting super aggressive, but you know, staying around us, and every time we would turn around or whatever, we'd see him kind of on the outskirts of our vision, and then he'd turn around and dip out. So I couldn't really get a good video of him, but after I shot this Roy, I kind of just dropped him to get rid of it, because, you know, he's dead now, so he's not obviously not going to be eating any more reef fish, so it doesn't matter if I leave him or not. And so I dropped the Roy, and here he comes right here. I caught the tail end of it, but he comes down flying in out of nowhere, all fired up, and just demolishes this Roy. So now we were like, okay, he's getting a little bit more aggressive, and then he was following us a lot more closely after that. So we start going in. This is right up before we get to shore, and I spotted a nice pontoon, so I was like, you know what, let me try to get this pontoon, and then we'll just go back in because the shark was just bugging us the entire time. So I'm kind of creeping around these rocks trying to sneak up on this pontoon, and Makana's watching me from the top. You can see the pontoon right there underneath that rock, and I start trying to line up on him, but he kind of starts leaving out the back end. And you can see, I could tell he looked a little bit skinny, but I wasn't really thinking about that too much at the moment because, you know, I had that shark on my mind and where I'm hunting him at the moment, so I wasn't really paying too close attention to what he looked like. But I start kind of following him around the boulders, chasing him around the rocks, and I come over the top of this boulder and he's in range, so I line up, take the shot, and he kind of wraps himself up around a coral head on that boulder there. So I just go back up because I don't want that shark to come sweeping by me and trying to get at the pontoon. And I had the Omilu on my belt still, so I kind of get up to the surface just so I can get an idea of where the shark is at. And sure enough, once I got up, he's not really in the frame now, but once I got up, he was kind of bugging Makana. So I breathe up for a quick second, and then I go right back down because this is only like maybe 30 feet, 35 feet. So I started going back down to retrieve the pontoon, and now even more so I can see that there's something wrong with this pontoon. Like, you can see his top fin is all messed up. I don't know if that was from me or not. I don't think so, but I guess it could have been. But also, he was just really, really skinny, and later on in the video when I actually go over the two fish that I shot, I'll give you guys a more clear view of what this thing actually looked like, because it was super trippy and really bizarre. I've never seen a fish look like this in my life. This thing was like paper thin. It was almost like a flounder type of thin, like so flat, and just when I looked at it, like you can see here, even in this video, like look at how skinny he is, and it gets worse as you get towards his tail and away from his guts. But I'll give you guys, like I said, a clearer view of that. But yeah, after we shot that pontoon, you know, we knew the shark was going to be even more aggro than before, and so we decided to just get back into shore. You know, we got two fish, and you know, that was going to be enough for us. We didn't want to keep messing with this shark and having to look over our shoulder every time we take a drop, so just went back in. Alright guys, back from the dive, got this nice Omilu right here. Measured it out, it's like 19 inches, probably about 5-ish pounds, something like that. So we're gonna try and get some nice fillets off of him, and I'm gonna try make some sushi. But we'll see how much meat I can get. But I wanna show you guys this pontoon, because there's something seriously wrong with this pontoon. First of all, that's where I shot him, but like his top fin is all mangled out. I don't think that was from me. And another thing, you can kind of tell this way, but you can really tell. Like, look at that. He has absolutely nothing on him, like a skeleton. I have never seen this before in a fish ever, especially a pontoon, because pontoons are usually pretty fat. But you can see he's got his guts, and then that's kind of it. There's no meat on his bones whatsoever. And he just looks like sickly, like there's something wrong with him. Like, even his colors too. But I don't know. Any fish experts out there, if you could tell me what's wrong with this thing, please let me know. But yeah, I don't know what I'm gonna do with this. Probably gonna clean it still, but we'll see. But yeah, really odd looking thing. Super bizarre, I've never seen that before. But yeah, we're gonna clean up that Omilu, make some sushi. figure out what to do with this guy. But yeah. Yes, sir. Alright guys, so we got the Omilu fillets here. All I'm gonna do is cut it into little strips, basically stuff so it can fit inside a sushi roll, pretty much. We're gonna get that done. Got Kilo over here making sushi rice. Yes, sir. And yeah, then we're gonna get to it. Alright guys, so we're putting together the sushi now, and I will preface this by saying I am not good at this and I don't do this often, but this is just the best what I'm working with right now. Also too, we don't have the bamboo sushi mat thing, so I'm using plastic wrap instead and my hands. But yeah, so we got all the stuff most of the stuff we're gonna put in here. Imitation crab, and then we got cucumber, and of course the fish, which is over there. I'll go grab that in a sec. And as you can see, we did a couple practice runs, but hopefully this one's gonna turn out a little better than that. So I got this bowl of water here, and then all of our sushi rice, and all we really do is just get the hands wet a little bit, and then take some rice and just smear it down the nori, and then try and get it nice and flat and as even as possible. And then I just do this until this whole thing is covered. If anybody has tips for me to improve this, please let me know, because I'm struggling right now. But yeah, we're just gonna cover this thing. And then I'm gonna start by just rolling it with my hands, just because I feel like that's easiest for me. And we're just gonna try and get it as tight as possible with this. And then I'm gonna put it in the plastic wrap and try and get it tighter. Put it in here. I'm just gonna roll this. All right, and then I'm just gonna make this tight, and then unravel this plastic wrap. Then we're just gonna cut off the excess end parts so that all the rolls are kind of the same size. Oblong. And then yeah, so that's basically it, and then we're gonna eventually cut it into like roll size pieces like that, and I'll have them all lined up. Yes, sir.